So I want you to think about two examples I'm about to ramble off to you. Take one man that grows up through a lot of circumstances that are very uncanny to a lot of people. In fact, these circumstances become so uncanny to that individual as well that he starts to sought after certain stuff that goes on within his life, that he tricks himself into believing that it will bring true fulfillment to him. Certain items, certain titles, degrees, whatever you want to call them. He ditches his old ways, the ways he really acts within this world, for new ways. New ways that he convinced himself that it will earn him respect within this world and put him on top of a hierarchy above majority. And he consistently rummages the abruptnesses that have happened within his life repeatedly throughout his head to keep him fueled throughout his life, to make him move faster to more of his goals. Not really caring how he's acting without in his reality towards other individuals or things, because of the old ways that he has acted before have been proven to be scoffed at, to be made fun of, to be just not allowed and accepted within his life. So he changed it and cut that out completely and became just a bull-rushing asshole towards his goals. And in fact, this man actually accomplishes everything that he ever could dream of within his life. But he's always on the watch. He always thinks something is after him. He's always playing a certain character that is going on, that something is coming after him. So he keeps his thoughts close. He keeps his memories close of the past, of what's going forward, as if he can taste that future. He can predict it exactly and how it's going to go because of what he endured through the past. It's constantly on his arch.
The prophecy is true.
And he never loses focus from those thoughts, because he believes that those thoughts, those actions, all that has brought him to the point where he is today. Now take another man with these same exact circumstances endured right from adolescence. But what sets this man apart is the way he reacts to his own reality compared to the other man. As in, yes, he's endured hardship with judgment, being picked on, being beat up, being scoffed at by family, being disallowed to everything he wants to achieve within his life. But he just doesn't care. He doesn't put any thought into those bad outcomes at all. It doesn't hold him back at all. In fact, he finds lessons within those bad outcomes to move him just as more forward as the other guy was within his life. Sure, upon the surface, it may seem more of a lonelier road that this guy is taking, that he just feels a lot more codependent of himself throughout anything that goes on. But this is what in fact helps this guy run so smoothly right through his goals to his fulfillment in life. Effortlessly. Codependent on himself, knowing that he is in full control and nothing else is pushing him off of it. And what goes on more with this guy's life is he establishes a more authentic meaning to his life. That in fact he does not blame any type of circumstance that goes on presently in the past, that's going to happen in the future, on what is going on with him presently right now. Because this man realizes he is in full control at all times. As in, his authenticity is leading him down to that path of fulfillment exactly the way he intended it to. And that just gives pure meaning to anyone's individual life, leading that man all the way up to the point of the same fulfillment and achievements as the other man within his life. But there's something different with this guy's life, and that is he truly learns acceptance for everything that has happened and will go on for the rest of his life. There's no resentment towards anything. There's no blocked out thoughts about anything. Everything is acknowledged and everything is accepted just the way it is, just the way as it is intended by himself. And there's really no other thought to that type of aspect within that guy's life towards anything. So when we look at the two examples that I've just gotten over, let's take a look at the first guy's life. The first guy's life is simply the victim of circumstance. The guy runs his whole life off of being a victim of his circumstances, using them as fuels, never constantly forgetting about them, always looking for the next conundrum to be a victim, so it can fuel him towards more bigger and better things. And the other example I give, that guy, he's completely independent of his own life. He's his own man within his own life. Anything that goes on within his life was dealt by him, and it is dealt by him. He doesn't have any discouragement or is held back by past traumas that go on, having somewhat of an effect to his life today. And he's not looking forward for more conundrums to happen backtracking off of those old ones. He lives as completely presently as he possibly can because he knows that he has full control. Nothing is breaking him. And this is exactly what I mean by he establishes true meaning to his life. His true, individual, independent meaning of his own life. All I'm really saying is, if the victim card was used as a form of currency within these present days, we would be in inflation a lot sooner. Now, obviously, I've endured the past of being a victim of circumstance. Hell, I'd say probably a lot of viewers who've seen my videos still think I act like I'm a victim of circumstance within this content. In fact, probably like the first week I started posting videos, that's exactly what my dad would joke to me about is, why are you acting like a victim of circumstance? But obviously I simply just had to explain to him that learning the exact lessons from stuff that has happened within my past and taking exactly what is needed out of them so it can help others who have dealt with the same type of dilemmas. And not abrasively holding on to these things, acting as if they are just teaching lessons. They are just pieces of knowledge that have helped me. There's no attachment to them whatsoever. There's no fuel to them whatsoever. I've acknowledged what has happened because I have dealt it and I have dealt with it. And I give no huffy breath to it. In fact, I embrace it with open arms and accept it. Because every single one of us are a victim of circumstance. We all deal with the same exact thing, and that is circumstance. But for a man, it's completely up to him if he wants to run his life off of it as being the victim of it or learning from it and being an independent from it. Acting as if it is not a part of you and you are trying to prove it completely opposite no matter how you transpire presently. Or accepting it and believing that it is you, it has come from you, you've made that happen and you've endured it and accepted it and walk around as it is a part of you. And there's no problem with that. Just really think about that. Who's acting like the real man in those two situations?
Saint Perigine, patron saint of all forms of cancer. We ask you for your help in asking God to heal my cancer and keep it in remission. Pray for me so that I may live a long and faithful life.